This is Daniel Mandelker, and this is our podcast, Jackie's Books, where we will talk about novels by Jackie Adams, an emerging author. We will also bring you book reviews and other commentary. This is Daniel Mandelker for Jackie's Books. We have very good news today. Jackie's new novel, The Witch Story, has just been published and is available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. You will love this story about a young woman finding her life. It's one of Jackie's best. So now here are some books for spring, as we promised. The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. The story begins when two London housewives, Mrs. Wilkins and Mrs. Arbuthnot, discover a newspaper advertisement offering a small medieval Italian castle for rent. They recruit two strangers, Mrs. Fisher, an elderly widow, and the glamorous Lady Caroline Dester, to share the cost. Amid wisteria, sunlight, and sea breezes at San Salvatore, each woman experiences renewal, friendship, and personal liberation. A Man Called Ove by Swedish author Fredrik Backman. The novel follows Ove, a gruff but principled man living in a suburban neighborhood after his wife's death. Intent on ending his life, he finds his plans repeatedly interrupted by the clumsy but warm-hearted family next door and others in the community. Through their interactions, Ove's tragic backstory and deep sense of integrity are revealed. Themes of grief, connection, and the quiet heroism of ordinary people underpin the narrative. And this has been made into a movie, by the way. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. The book blends coming of age, mystery, and nature writing, set against the backdrop of the North Carolina marshlands. At its core, the novel follows Kaya Clark, the marsh girl, who grows up alone in the wild coastal marsh after being abandoned by her family. Her survival in nature and encounters with local townspeople unfold into a story intertwined with a murder mystery. Themes include loneliness, prejudice, ecological beauty, and the human need for connection. I've read this one, and this is something. And they made this into a movie also. It was very popular. Simplicity by Jackie Adams. Darcy was heartbroken when it didn't work out with her and Jared. It was time to move on and out to the city next door. The library hires her as a custodian. She works there with three newly made friends. Jessica and Craig end up becoming more than just friends, and then Darcy meets Michael, an advertising agent in need of a dog for his television commercial. He finds Darcy and her dog. What will happen next? Well, here's question time, Matt, and here's a good question for you. What was Microsoft's alternative name for podcasts?
It's a good question, Daniel. So in an alternate reality, we would be saying, check out a new episode on the blog cast of Jackie's Books. So obviously it didn't stick. It kind of made sense back in the day because blogs were kind of like something you could subscribe to or read regularly. But because of the iPod device basically being the first option to subscribe and do stuff, it stuck, and we have podcast. So the alternative name that Microsoft had was Blogcast. I would say it doesn't really roll off the tongue the same way as podcast does. So that might be part of it, but that's the answer. So is that everything for our spring books?
That's everything, and a very interesting question and answer. And happy spring reading.